Hey guys, I wanted to talk about rarity today, right? Rarity is the big topic. 150 is the magic number. Farham did some really good research on it. So I just got 150. I used to only have 34, and I got this like yesterday, right? And it's really easy, especially for a minion build. So I'm gonna go through that today, right? The pieces that I've got, it's just the 2 rings, my gloves, and my boots. So these boots were 2 divine. I bought these. I only need 15%, right? These boots are nothing special. Look up whatever. Two divines, if it sounds a lot to you, this is more like an end game thing where you're trying to, just get rarity to farm as much as you want. And then these gold rings, super easy to make. Now, they don't have to be gold. You can use any base. You could use unsets. You could use prismatics. You can use amethyst for chaos res if you're not using CI. So, whatever base you want. But you can at least get a minimum of 80 resistant or 80 rarity with a minimum investment of like 2 divine with double resistances. You know what I mean? And for minion builds, there's not really that many good prefixes. If you're running an Infernalist, max life is good, so you could look up max life on your searches and stuff. For liches with CI, maximum mana, but there's really nothing else. You could put on minions deal increased damage if you've hit recently, guaranteed if you use the right omens and the desecration, right? And then the last one is this glove. Maximum T1 glove, right? 280 energy shield without a socket in it. So I'm gonna go over how to craft this. This is probably the trickiest one. I made these for under 2 divine. But yeah, I'll go over the rings first and then the gloves. So here are the gold rings on trade, right? You look up gold ring. You don't want desecrated, not corrupted. Then these values right here, you want an implicit of 10, right? A 10 roll. Because anything higher than 10 is pretty decent. And then this number, your explicit rarity for prefix and suffix, you can fiddle around with this. If you put in 40, right, you'll see the bases. It goes from 1 divine, 2 divine. The higher you go, like if you say a 45, these guys get up there. It's like 5. If you want a max roll of 50, it's like 100, right? It's crazy. It can get out of control. You can get really out of control. If you get a gold ring with double T1 rarity on it, dude, jackpot, right? So now the thing is, if you look up 39s, right, you want to look at the total number. So this is a 41 plus a 10, that's 51. But if you look at this guy, it's 39 plus 14, right? This is 53. So you can lower this down and then maybe increase this to 14, and you can get some. You may be able to get some that are maybe in like the exalt range or something like that. But if you look at this number, this is only 49. So don't fiddle around too far. I like to kind of do 40 and 10, maybe 39. You get lucky, you'll get like a 54. This is this one's pretty good. Yeah, 15, 54, right? And then a double res, you want to put in your count right here, put in 2, and then put in whatever res is. I use 30s, so maybe if you wanted to do 35s, you see the prices, pretty good. See, still 1 divine, and these guys are 35, 40. Increase them up, see what happens. 10 divines, oof, rough, right? So stick it around there. You could use like a weighted sum too if you want. I don't know how to do that, so. But see, these are the bases. Each of these are only 1 divine, and you want one ideally with an open prefix. Like this guy is perfect, right? Because you don't have a chance of losing the prefix, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to desecrate on the minion attack, and if you're unlucky, you'll hit the rarity prefix as your desecration, and then that'll waste your base. So that's probably the worst part. So if you do find one that doesn't have a prefix like this guy, this is the perfect candidate. Now let's go look at a different ring. So I already have gold rings, so I'm not going to spend 1 divine. Let's look at like unsets, right? Hold on, we got to uncheck implicit. So 25 exalts, pretty decent, right? 40 rarity. So one of these guys, 25x, you're a minion player, oh, I want a 40 rarity ring. Well, what if we push it up? Say 45? Not bad, right? 47 rarity, 1 divine, max mana too. So if you're a lich, you want an extra socket, you got max mana. You want to gamble, you want to hit the evasion when you do your desecration. Well, let's see. What if you put in 40? See what's good. And if you weren't looking for rarity, you can even just put in triple res, right? This is, a lot of people probably already know about this, but we'll use this guy as an example. So now that we got the ring, right? You see one T1 rarity for prefix, you don't want to hit that. We need to hit either the chaos damage or the physical damage. What you're gonna need is this Amunamu, Omen of Liege, Sinestral Necromancy for prefix modifiers, and a collarbone. So highlight those two, hit this, and then pray. Boom. Worst thing, right? Hit the rarity, exactly what we don't want. So you're gonna unveil. And when you do unveil, if you do get the right thing that you want, you're going to use your Abyssal Echo of Omens. But in this case, we won't, right? So you'll hit this, we'll show it off, and then you'll get increased damage. So if we did get the rarity, if we didn't hit the rarity and we got what we wanted, we would hit the reroll and then hope for a better minion deals increased damage for our ring. Right, but that's it. That's all you got to do for your gold rings. So ideally, if you find one that doesn't have a prefix, right, you don't have to worry about hitting the 1 in 3 and hitting the wrong mod. But that's basically how I got these rings. So my ring right here, this one is, what is that? 54 increased rarity. And then this ring is 56 with double resistances, 23 increased damage, and an 18% increased damage. I can always just hit a divine on it, right? So let's talk about the gloves now. So let's talk about the glove. This is probably the safest variation of glove that you can get. Right, assuming that you get double T1 flat first, you get double T1 flat, and then you can get energy shield recharge rate, and then you can add it in the third hybrid energy shield, and then you could finish off with a desecration for resistance. So we're gonna go over that and then look at the bases and stuff. This is how you look for bases, right? You put up the base type you want, you set it to magic, and then you set in rarity of items. You put the lowest value of the bracketing for T1, which is 22. And then these are the lowest values for the bracketing of T1 energy shields. Either or. So you can either look for flat, and then these are the base prices, right, for your bases. Or you could look at percentage, and then see what they have. So I'm going to look for something cheaper since I already have a pair of gloves. Try 35s for this experiment. Right, it gets pretty low, 35. So what's the lower bracket of 35? Okay, so we got two gloves, right? We have our 4 Exalt ones, and these are T2 Energy Shield for 69. What you're going to do is use a homogenizing coronation so that your next Regal Orb will take a tag, right? And the only tag on these guys is the defense tag. So we want to get flat percentage, right? No hybrid, so we can maintain 1 tag. Turn those on, hit it. Ooh, we got it. Nice. What about this guy? 2 for 1 deal? Ooh, it took energy shield recharge rate. Unfortunate, right? It took the suffix. We wanted the prefix. We got one. We got one winner. This one went on the suffix. It's not over for this guy. You can still homogenize, and then aim the homogenization towards the prefix up top, and then maybe you can get flat. So this one's still not over, but this one is exactly what we wanted, right? All right, so we're here at the Abyss with our gloves, right? We're going to use these just to see if we can, what'll happen if we get T1, because it's only a T4 energy shield. I'm not really going to use these. For this one, we're going to go ahead and complete the suffix for increased energy shield recharge rate. If you don't want energy shield recharge rate and you want resistances, you can do that by desecrating this first and getting a resistance tag. The problem is if you put an elemental tag on this, you're going to jeopardize getting the T3, the hybrid ES that you'll get on the glove is what you'll jeopardize, right? Because then you can get like attack damage or something, or whatever for the prefix. It's a gamble. I mean, you could do it. You could try to go for double res if you want, or you could settle for a single res, something like that. So in this case, I'm just gonna go for energy shield recharge rate, right? Because the energy shield recharge rate, if you're a lich and you're using CI, it'll actually free up some points on your passive tree, which is why my gloves have those. Actually, I was trying to get double res and then I got that. But anyway, we'll go this route. So we're gonna homogenize a suffix tag for defense, right? So hit your homogenization, Omen of Exaltation for suffixes, and then you can use perfect exalted orbs. If this is like your T1 double T1 glove, everything is perfect. Go for it. Go ahead, perfect exalted orb. If it's not, and it's just like T2s or whatever, just use a greater exalt, right? It's cheaper, right? So we'll hit that, see what we get. 44% energy shield recharge rate. It's T1 anyway, so perfect. And now we can go ahead and homogenize the prefix, right? So we can get our third tier because it's all defense tags. So we could take this off. We don't need it. Actually, we do need it. We need a prefix because we have to keep the suffix open, right? Use a prefix, homogenize, hit this guy, see what we get. Hybrid life, T3. So not too bad, right? Not even quality yet. 197 energy shield, T1 rarity, T1 energy shield recharge start. Now we'll desecrate. See what we get. Suffix, perfect. We'll go for the reveal. Put on your abyssal echoes. You'll hit it. Fire res, too low. Reroll. Lightning res, unfortunate, right? Really low rolls. You can use an ancient bow in here if this was like your perfect. This is the perfect glove. You know, I want to not use an ominum light. Then you'll use like an ancient bone, so that way it'll cut out all these like lower tier lightning resistances and stuff. But yeah, so that's it. That's basically the craft. Now you'll quality. Corrupt if you want. We'll corrupt this one, see what we get. Okay, so we'll slam on a bunch of quality. It's not bad, 237. You know, that lightning resistance is kind of low. I want to corrupt it, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be worth it. It'll be worth more if we try to sell it, right? So it'll at least be worth more than 69 exalts. Maybe I'll sell it for an annulment orb or something. But then there's this guy, right? So what if you get energy shield recharge in the bottom? You can try to get flat on top. You would have to homogenize, prefix, and then slam. But you're using a T2 exalted orb, right? I don't recommend that. I rather just, what if you just restart, use a perfect regal to guarantee a T1, you know? This is like, it's just way better to just get yeah, see here we got T1 hybrid, still a T1, but now there's life in here, right? So if you roll life, well, we already have the suffix covered, so now we would just go desecrate, right? So here, throw that in, see what this guy gets. Nothing good. Physical attacks, cool. If you're unsure about tags and all that stuff, like what people are talking about, it's kind of daunting. I know people don't want to look at PoE 2DB, but here it is, right? These are the tags. So what happens if you hit fire res or elemental res, you get one of these tags, lightning, fire, cold. And then if you have open prefix and then you homogenize, right, to get your prefix, these guys also have a tag. So you have a chance of adding these guys. And then conversely, if you decide to finish your prefixes first, right, you don't even do the suffix for defense recharge rate, and you add in and you get a hybrid max life, this guy, right? You put life in here, and then you have a chance of getting these two. Gain life per enemy, or gain life per enemy with hit or whatever on your suffix. So now instead of being able to get recharge rate or any of these guys, you have a possibility of getting these two. The nice thing is the weight's kind of low, so you have a big chance. So yeah, so let's run a map, right, with our new 150 rarity. So this is nothing too special about this area. It's only 37 increased quantity. These are the mods. These are the map mods, right? It's 57 rarity with 58 rare monsters. So nothing super crazy, right? Easy to get. It's not like using chaotic rarity omen or anything. We'll go in. I do notice with the 150, I'm getting a lot more like exalted orbs and stuff like that. So it is kind of nice. Right, I changed my build too. I stopped using the what do you call them? Doriani's Elite, because they're so quirky, man. They like to run around and stuff instead of just move forward and attack. So they were responding to like attacks late. Like they were getting to the party kind of late because they were too busy, like, I don't know what the hell they were doing, dude. They were like partying and stuff. Like allegiance to Doriani or something. So I use the Vile Vultures now. I like the Vile Vultures. I've always liked them, you know, for fun. And then I have like a few ants and a bunch of whatchamacallit, skeletons and stuff. I have like one of these guys that shout, one of them brutes. Why am I stuck? Oh, there's a rock. Who's over here? Right, let me get rid of all this stuff. Can't see. But yeah, I do like the regurgitating vultures, because whenever you get into a situation like this, they start to really like blanket the screen. Uh-oh. Thought we crashed for a second. And then what is it? The honestly, if you put in, what are they called? Powered zealots, because I do have powered zealots on a weapon swap. I still use them for bossing. They're great, dude. Powered zealots are great. The only thing is there's lightning everywhere. You can't really see. I feel like the clear with the regurgitating vultures is pretty good too, because they're affected by rage. So I'm still using the rage. I do like it. I'm like wondering, I'm like, should I switch off? I could, it depends. I'm trying to work on a scepter that has like more than 180 spirit right now. If I can get that scepter, then I can add in a little more things, a few more things here and there, you know. But that whole 150 rarity thing, I think it's really nice because you don't need that much damage for solo farming, right? Like you can kind of see what I'm doing. And my build is not super crazy. Then again, never mind, I am out of touch. I have a Dialazon, I have a freaking Rockiatas for my what do you call them, powered zealots and stuff. So but eventually when you do get to that level where damage, you don't need any more damage. You need things like faster energy shield recharge start, things that are going to keep you alive and stuff like that. You know, you're going to need those things, and then you'll start to see that, you know, you don't need all the damage that you had, that your rings are giving you for your ever graspings. I still do, if I do party with friends, I will lean into putting in more like the hell, did I fall? I get hit? I'll lean into putting more of something like damage oriented, something on, I don't know. I don't ever use double ever graspings anymore, just because I need the resistances, because I'm using this umbilical cord belt. But yeah, there's more than enough damage for using like a non ever grasping ring and just using double gold rings. It is nice having unset rings though, because if you are, let's say you're an infernalist, right? And then you want to use, you have a lot of extra spirit, you can have that unset ring. It gives you muster, so you get like 25% increased minion damage plus another 7% for muster. So it's kind of nice. It kind of helps you even out not having like unholy might, just because you know, I only have 476 spirit. I don't have like a bazillion spirit like an infernalist can. And then I'm not even using a darkness enthroned belt, so I have even less minions. But yeah, see, so it's like damage is perfectly fine. I feel like it's not that big of a deal. That guy's breakdancing in poison. Clear this. Hit it. Why is it not coming up? But yeah, I should probably be looking at the loot. We'll clear the map and then we'll look at the loot, because there's way too much stuff. I should have probably turned my filter on. Okay, hang on. Let me clear this map, and then maybe I'll turn my filter back on. And here's a gold ring base. Pick up all your gold ring bases. Pick up all your gold ring bases and use a perfect transmutation and a freaking perfect whatever. Buy every single normal gold ring that you see on trade and try to hit double T1 rarity, and then sell it for 15 divines. Or 150 divines, whatever stupid number it is. Right, that's the strat right now, since everyone's kind of like rarity hungry and trying to do like, I need more rarity, I need more allowance and whatever. Oh shit, what is this? I don't need that. I'm trying to make this map go by quick. I don't normally run around like this trying to finish the map. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Where's the last rare? Then again, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't do all his rituals. Okay. Where is... So let's go look around. Okay, on the map, there's a breach up there. Proceeds to say rarity map find, and then hides items. See, greater chaos, okay. Right, 150 rarity, we got a greater chaos. Like, don't, greater chaoses are really good. You need them when you whittle, right? Whittle with greater chaoses and stuff. Right, boom, Valor, okay. Oh, chest. Maybe we get some lockbox luck. Ooh. Do I have enough for this? Oh, whatever. That's a sinestral annulment. I have to wipe my face. Okay. This. Sapphire ring. I actually need this. What else? We didn't drop any T1 currencies, but we haven't done the other breach, so you never know. Maybe there's a chance. Here's an exalted orb of chance. Okay. Luxurious slippers. Here, let's just blow all this stuff up. Immune to lightning damage. Sure, why not? Don't stand in the middle of the explosion. It's a bad place to stand. Yeah, let him get showered in poison. Last ritual. But yeah, powered zealots are pretty good as your backup. I just like the regurgitating vulture just because I could see, and he does pretty good damage. You know, his damage, his DPS is 36k, I think. 36k, which is pretty decent. It's about the same as a Gelid zealot, and he covers the area pretty well. A breachstone tablet. I don't really care. Let's keep going. There's a strong box over here. But yeah, for the cost that what I just showed to like get 150 rarity, I think it's worth it. The boots that I've got, I bought my boots for 2 divines, right? I'll leave a link. You can check all the gear, stuff like that. I'll update it. That'll be all in there. So with my rings and the gloves, I was at 135, so I really only needed 15. And the thing too with rarity is, even if you don't get anything in this map, you know, it's the law of averages. Over time, you're gonna just get more stuff. So, and if you're playing this game over the course of time, you're obviously, you know, it's better to have more rarity, especially for if you could fit it. And for minion players, it's pretty easy to get at least 80 just from the rings, you know? Other side. Ooh. Did I fall? Oh, I did it. I gotta hide all this stuff I can't see. I don't even see what is the rarity. Oh, it's 44 quantity, 83 rarity. Okay. Go this way. I need to reply to the homie. Let's see. Here. We get anything? Okay. But yeah, I definitely recommend having it because I do notice that there's a difference. If I do a map with a lot of quality or quantity, and even more like a map that you're supposed to use juice on, it's pretty noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. But yeah, see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hope you liked it. You know, like, comment, subscribe, help me out with the algo, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.